Hello, everybody. Mandolin here. Wow. Who do you trust? This is an interesting topic. And first of all, how is everybody doing? Lots of purging going on. Lots of feeling of just feeling strange, feeling like displaced. My personal take on this, and this is me as an individual, this is not a message that I've received, but my personal take on this is that we have entered the new web. We are weaving the new web of our existence as a society. More and more people are awakening to the reality every day that you've been deceived, not just you, but generations before you. There's so much change going on. And I encourage everybody to stick with it and use this time to accent the things in your life that you want to keep around that are beneficial to you, that help you on your journey. If you're new to the channel, you are hopping aboard a journey that's going to take us all kinds of places. I know these things are slow to come, but as so many others, I've been going through my own personal change and personal growth. And it seems like every time I start getting things lined out, another bombshell gets dropped on me, another problem gets dropped in my lap. I try not to look at these things as problems anymore. I try to see them for what they really are. They are experiences, opportunities for growth, for healing, for evolution of your own energy, of your own soul. And of course, those of you that know, I'm checking to make sure Chewy has not sidled off anywhere to get into trouble. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, like this video definitely, and I guarantee you're going to be wanting to share some things. If you are a returning viewer, subscriber, thank you so much. You mean so much to me. You keep me going. I do feel a responsibility to you and a responsibility to take it to the next level, even for you. So share this video and leave me a comment. Let me know what's going on. Let me know if this aligns up with what you are experiencing, or if you have any questions. I'm always anxious to take questions to the energies from the other dimensions and see what they bring back to me. Okay, I'm going to turn around and look at Chewy now and make sure he's behaving. I'm turning the wrong way. Chew, come here. Get back over here. Okay, so what I want to talk to you about today is, who do you trust? Who do you trust about what, Mandolin? Who would you ask to hold your wallet? Who would you ask to hold your phone? Who would you ask to watch your children? Those are all very, very personal things that we safeguard. We've been taught to. We know we have to. Things that we're responsible for. Things that are our resources. But let's dig into another resource that people don't talk about. I am very fortunate. Big shout out to Joyce Mason, Joyful Life. Wow. And my angel. Big shout out to her, and to Ann Butters too, because I'm still in awe of Ann Butters. I'm a little starstruck when I talk to her at the level of energy that she brings. But these ladies are in my life at this time. It was all planned. And I trust them with my soul, with my energy. Trust has not been an easy thing for me. I've talked to a point about being sexually abused by somebody in my childhood that you know should have been trustworthy. Okay, before Chewy interrupted, I was saying that I do have, and I don't put this out there all the time, but I'm not a victim of sexual abuse. I'm not even a survivor of sexual abuse. I am on the mastery level of my sexual abuse that I experienced, to the point that the other person involved, and I refuse to call this person my abuser now, because that's not what they are. They are encouragement. They are supportive. There has been apology, forgiveness, and it's been genuine. Not just a show because somebody says you ought to. This has really happened. So that is mastery. But coming from that, coming from having everything taken from you, stolen from you. I mean, my retirement, my home, Can I ever trust again? Can I ever trust again? People that have used you and hurt you. How do I trust these ladies that when I'm having an inner struggle, how did I come to trust that when, especially Joyce, when she says something to me, because she does this with me daily just about, she says, well, what about this? Maybe this is why you're feeling this way and acting and reacting this way. If anybody else said that to me, the big curtain of denial would go up. Okay? But because I know that her only motivation is love and help, I receive it from her. This is where your intuition and your discernment come in. And for that, you have to lock into your higher energies. You've been doing it your whole life. You just didn't know it. So how do you trust? How do you trust? It's not an easy thing to do, is it? No, it's not. But it's a process of healing. The first thing is to realize who you can trust. Because what we find that we do is the very person that we can trust, because their intent is pure and for the good of you especially and of all, when you tap into a person like that and they tap into you and they hit the nail on the head, but you're not ready to face this truth about yourself, those are the ones you push away because it's a little too close for comfort. You might have to change. You might have to notice. You might have to admit something to yourself. And those are the people that we push away. That's no good. That's no good. You have to start getting in tune with your discernment and finding out, asking the questions. Hey, is this person trustworthy? What is their intent? Biggest teller. What is their intent? What do they have to gain by this? In my case, it's that we are aligned on a path that we're choosing to proceed on in tandem, together, if you will. We realize the advantage of supporting each other energetically, emotionally. And we know that these things are what's to come. I spoke before about the web. Some of us are having a hard time visualizing. It's because we're creating it. And we've been so accustomed to reaching into a precognition that we all have and getting that, feedback. And it's not there because we are creating it. We are literally spinning the web. And there are so many that are in different stages of awareness and awakening. A lot of people don't, I didn't say woke. That's a brand, a catchphrase. I'm talking about the real stuff, the awareness of your true nature, your true reality. Because when you are at a point that you can depend on that and you can trust that, then you will start spinning your own web consciously, intentionally. Joyce brought something up to me this morning. Okay, well, you just say you want to do this and just let the universe drop whatever they seem to have in their pocket at the time. No, I've done that for a long time. I'm going to consciously weave this web. That's why it's coming up so much, because it's time for me to get my knitting needles out and weave the web, as it were. So let's take it to the last stage of this. Do you trust yourself? Wow, that's heavy, isn't it? I did not trust myself at all for a long time because I had been told, you're not wanted, you're not good enough. My whole life has been the what's in it for me mentality coming at me. And I went above and beyond for those people because I thought that pleasing them would somehow strengthen, bolster, encourage to get their approval, would somehow make me better. Boy, was I wrong. Boy, was I wrong. And in 2012, when I had my nervous breakdown and I left it, it was the hardest thing I ever had to do. I left the government job that I had. But that was when I first began to trust myself. And the reason that I started to do that is I had the support of Eddie. Now, let me tell you, he wasn't real hip about me losing my salary, about that not being there. But he saw the importance. He saw that it was destroying me. Living that lie, that hostile environment that I went to every day. The things that my job demanded of me to do to people. And because I trusted him, and that was a tough road, trusting again. But because I trusted him and he trusted me, he gave me the support that I needed to be able to do that. And he took me commercial fishing. And that was an experience that most women don't get, especially in this area. It's changing now. But that put me in nature, over the water, with my emotions just spinning. And I see the divine plan now. It's not divine time, it's divine design, because things don't happen at an appointed time on the clock. Linear time is garbage. Stop basing your life choices on linear time. Some you will have to. But as far as your heart, your soul, your energy, you don't look for time. You look for a point in the process, in the cycle. And that's what we have to understand. That's why we need to get more in tune with nature, more in tune with the seasons. Here, I have a jacket on. You know, I was sweating and sticky. I wouldn't do a video out here. The water is way up because we've gotten the remnants of the storm that came in down at the Gulf has made it all the way up here. And we've had the wind and all. But you see, I know that when the wind's blowing a certain way, we're going to have water up here. I know that when the leaves start to fall, it's time to put certain things into the ground for winter, for your winter crops. I know that the fish aren't biting up here. The crabs have gone back out where they can find more warmth. Okay, and buried themselves in the mud. I know these things. And so that's why I base my decisions on cycles, not necessarily timing. I do have to be involved in linear time, let's put it that way, but I don't respect it. If that sounds a little out there for y'all, deal with it, because that's just the truth. But what I want to say is get in tune with you. Trust yourself so that your intuition, okay, and your discernment can tell you who is out there for you to trust. And it doesn't have to be a best friend, a partner, anything like that. It could be, do you trust the person that you saw on the corner? How many people have stopped to help somebody pick up a package or open a door for them? And they not only said thank you, but the conversation continued. Here in the South, that happens all the time, usually followed with a hug. But, and people sometimes spout something out that's just, it just happens. And later on, you think about it and you say, yeah, that was kind of strange. It kind of, how did they know that I was thinking about that or whatever? Okay, do you discard that? Or do you trust it? That's when you know, can you trust yourself? Because if it's something that's important to you and to your journey, because the people that we come into contact with, even if you call the phone company, hey, why is my bill so high? That person, I've had that happen a lot. Every little experience, encounter has the potential to have divine guidance in it. And so you start to treat your life as a scavenger hunt, a treasure hunt. Which treasures do you keep? Which treasures do you pass on because you were simply a conduit for them to pass to somebody else? Who are you encouraging, and why do you encourage them? Do you encourage your partner or your spouse because it will put you guys in a better financial standing, or because it will get you more attention? Or do you encourage them because you know that their heart is in what what the subject or the issue is. Do you look at something within yourself like me? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. I'm terrified of abundance. I'm terrified of it. I have come so close so many times and then had it taken away. And so I guess it's a mechanism to keep my feelings from getting hurt. And Joyce and I had the conversation, and then it finally came down to, she finally just put it out there in a very loving way. Well, maybe it's this. And of course I was like, well, you know. But really, the second time she said it in a little bit different way. And I said, yes, you're very probably right. And so then I take this and I process it with my soul. And this is what I mean, because it ultimately comes down to, do you trust yourself? There are good people on this planet, closer than you think. And the deception that we've experienced for so long, the attack of just trying to live your daily life feeling like an attack. There's a lot of things going on that I'm not going to go into in this video, but keep your eyes out in the world around you and realize that what you see may not be what is actually there. And that's where learn to trust yourself. Put your intuition and your discernment to small tests. When something comes up, even if this is one that I got good at. Is that person lying to me? I would get the answer. Sometimes it was yes, sometimes it was no. If it was no, a lot of times I had to look at why I wanted that person to be telling a lie. Was it something I needed to work on? But if the answer is yes, I can usually get to the reason why. And that's because I trust those energies that I work with to go up into what I call the honeycomb and get the information and connect to that energy. And if it's for me to know, I will know. And I trust that. And if it's not for me to know, I know that it'll come out sooner or later, or that it doesn't matter. I hope that this has been helpful. I'm settling into the energies and how to work with them and how they want me to present things to you and who will benefit from these things, because I'm not going anywhere. I'm here, you're here, and we're on this journey together. So let today be the best day of your life, and let tomorrow take the place and be the best day of your life. And just remember, we don't have forever here, but we are forever. So every moment, as you see at the end of my videos, every moment is the only moment, and get the most out of every moment. And do so by being honest with yourself. And enjoy the cycles of nature and the changing seasons. So until next time, bye y'all.